Hello, what's going on, people? It's Friday, October 3rd. My calendar used to be right there. I don't know what my wife did with it. Um, anyway, it's the Black Quarterback Forum, baby, the BQF. That's who I am, yours truly. So, you know me, I just talk about the black quarterbacks, their play and production. So, I was just looking over some stats and things, what I do during football season. I love football just like any other fan out there. And you guys, if anybody's watched my videos, you know I don't consider myself a fan of any particular team. I'm not a serious sports analyst. I'm not trying to make money off this site. I'm just having fun talking about the black people. But, so just looking over the stats, man. One stat that just really, if you look at stats in football, jumps out at you is the number of times Lamar Jackson has been sacked. And he's hurt now through 3.5 games, through that game last week against Kansas City. They got the statistics. He's 15 times, I think it was 15 or 16. I think it was 15. And no other starting quarterback. Well, there was a couple other ones that were close, like 12 and 14. I can't remember their names, but from starting teams. Oh, but he the most. And a lot of people say he just holds the ball too long. He's always trying to make something happen. I don't know. We'll see. But y'all know I love Lamar here. It's the Black Quarterback Forum, baby. The BQF. Come on now. Oh, I do have the book with me today. So let me talk about and get my man Jason Reed, Rise of the Black Quarterback. Because that's what we talk about here. So, anyway, I ain't got no stats in front of me going over none of that. I just want to make a video before I go to work on Friday. Football. It was football last night. They ain't had no feature, no black quarterback, but that was a good game. I mean, I think the Rams, they just needed 1 yard. They was on the 11-yard line. Either kick the field goal and play on, but run right up the middle. The San Fran defense was hot. They was in that game. You know, I'm always pulling for the offense. I'm an offensive guy, the quarterback, obviously. I just think they could have ran a different type of play. Something to the outside. I mean, that one running back for the Rams, I think he fumbled 2 times at the goal line. They come down with that hammer claw, block out, knock that ball out. Got to protect. And the Rams, most people going into, I think, thought the Rams would win that game easily with Brock Purdy being out, a couple of the starting wide receivers, and who knows else was hurt for the 49ers. But anyway, it is what it is. The Rams get that L. And moving on. So we got games coming up this weekend. I haven't got nothing in front of me. I was just probably make another video and post that one. But I just love talking about football. So I think we got 4, which I think it's just 3 this week, black on black crimes, because we got black on black crimes. That's what I call it. It's not real crimes, people. It's just football. But there are several teams, 4 that are on bye, 3 of which have black quarterbacks. You know, my mind goes and comes as you get older. So I don't got none of my statistics and anything down in front of me. I decided Friday morning, let's make a video. Let's talk about football, people. And you know, on my Twitter or X, I tapped into the Baltimore thing, and because I love Lamar Jackson. You know, 2018, I believe I went and looked. I got to talk about the draft at my website. He was the last guy drafted, the last person in round 1. He was sitting there at the table, I don't believe, you know, and, you know, he got called by Baltimore. So I love Lamar. But the Raven fans, the real regular fans, because I like the quarterbacks, no matter what team they play for, I don't care. That's it. They move on to another team. That's the team I like. I don't like I'm not a fan of the team per se. But while he's playing with the Ravens, you know, they travel well. I went to a game a couple of years ago. They beat up on the Cardinals. But right now, man, he's hurt and the season hangs in the balance. Because if they lose another game or two, you know, ain't no playoffs. You know, it's touch and go right now. They are last in the division, I believe, in their division within the conference. And they're not guaranteed to win against CJ Stroud in Houston, you know, although the game is in Baltimore. But the Baltimore defense, oh my goodness. I work with a guy who's a diehard Raven fan, and he talks to me about how on the Ravens sideline, when they make plays, like nobody even is all that excited or rallies, and you know that ain't always been the case for Baltimore, or even not even teams, you know, just the team in general. So I ain't really paid much attention to it. I've watched games here this year so far, spotty, you know, what I can, but it's gonna be another year for the Ravens if Lamar, you know, if they don't win the next game or two and they're 1-4, 1-5. This second, okay, so before they added game 17, they used to break the season down into 4 quarters, right? Because it was 4, 8, 12, so it was 16. So, you know, pretty much. So we're in the second quarter of the season. Game 5 this weekend, first weekend in October. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I just don't think they're going to beat them. I mean, if they do, great, you know, but it's... See, the Stroud is black, obviously, and the Ravens ain't going to have a black quarterback. So, I'm pulling for CJ Stroud. With me, it's always about the black QB. I'm sorry. I can tell you, I'm not a big-time Baltimore fan. They just happen to have one of the best black quarterbacks currently in the league. When he's healthy. But the thing that I've gone back and forth with people on Twitter, X, whatever the fuck you want to call it these days, is that in the playoffs, they have not beaten Kansas City or Buffalo when it matters the most. People want to show all these highlight reels of 2012, 2013, or not, excuse me, not 20. Yeah, 2012, 2013 is, 2025, I'm sorry, 2023, 2024, Lamar doing this and that against these teams. So what? Sports is about right now, today, right now. And he ain't going to play this Sunday. So all that old shit, you can flush that shit down the fucking toilet. Same with Josh Allen until he beats Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship game and goes on and plays in the Super Bowl. Something to talk about. I said Josh Allen looks like a white Cam Newton, which he running over people. Someone made a comment on Twitter X that some coach, Bruce Arians had made that a few years back. And I said it, I'll say it again. He's a little bit more accurate passer, but they were both 6'5", 240 range. I think I looked at Josh Allen's stats. It said 237. Guy gonna chime back, so I think he's heavier than that. But that's just what ESPN said. 6'5", 237. They said Cam. I just looked up Cam's old stat, and it's 6'5", 242, I believe. But 5 pounds. He's still running over people. I'm talking about Josh Allen right now. They had a highlight of him running over somebody. And Cam Newton, for all you young people who ain't never see Cam Newton play, just see him on TV now with the crazy hair sticking up like, I don't know. But he used to do the Superman. Cam, when he got to the Super Bowl with Carolina, it was pretty much him. And I think the receiver, I can't think of his last name, Steve. Anyway, they didn't have the best offensive team against Denver. And they just got beat down in the Super Bowl. But Cam took them there, okay? And so until Josh Allen gets Buffalo to the Super Bowl, same thing with Lamar Jackson. Until you beat Patrick Mahomes and get to the Super Bowl, all this regular season shit is just regular season. I don't care how fucking good you are in the regular season. It's the playoffs. It's the matter. And the Super Bowl. So I hope, all my Lamar Jackson fans, not me personally, but Lamar Jackson fans out there, understand that. No matter how good L-Jack is, games 1 through 16, 1 through 17, whatever it is 17 now. If they don't win in the playoffs, season over. Plain and simple. So, we still got a lot of football left to enjoy. Man, I can't wait for this Sunday to see Houston up in Baltimore. Kansas City Monday night in Jacksonville. So, and the rest of the black quarterbacks out there, I ain't got the whole schedule in front of me. But I'll probably come back and make another video. I just love talking about it. You know, it brings me to a couple of things. I looked up a couple of teams like the Raiders with Geno Smith. Carolina Panthers, they got one win with Bryce Young. There's two winless teams out there with Cleveland. I know Cleveland got a win. I was just looking at the Jets, and Tennessee Titans are both winless. Black quarterbacks. The Jets, Justin Fields, up and down, hurt. The head concussion, missed a week. Tyrod Taylor, his backup is black, still lost. They've been in close games. They've been close, but still ain't brought home that that W, that dub. And young Cam Ward in Tennessee, he just gets blitzkrieg. I mean, I haven't had a chance to sit down. I haven't even watched the highlights because, YouTube chops up every game and shows you the highlights. I mean, they show you the whole game outside of commercials and extended timeouts. So, but I love football. It's interesting talking about. And I'm 61, people. So I go a ways back. So I don't need an analyst on TV. I've talked about this before. I don't need some analyst on TV to tell me what the fuck they see. I see the same shit. You want to talk to them? They might have a little bit more inside information, but at the end of the day, ain't nobody making millions of dollars off of betting on football. Because there's too many undeterminables, undetectable shit that you just couldn't plan for. Okay? Like last night's game. I guarantee the money was on the Rams. The 49ers were without Brock Purdy. I don't think he makes $60 million yet, but they're $40-something a million year quarterback and a couple of their best receivers. And you would think that the Rams would just maybe not walk over them, but not a game that goes into overtime and the way the Rams lost. I mean, come on. It's just insane with football right now. I mean, there's a couple of things you can call 100% that the Titans probably will lose no matter who they're playing. I love the black quarterback Cam Ward, but y'all just maybe y'all win. I don't even know who you're playing this week. I ain't got all of it in front of me. No, that's just the black on black. I'm looking at some of the things I did write down. It's just black on black. No, I didn't write down the rest of the games. In my mind, I don't know every game. I got to keep looking. But anyway, whoever they're playing, I hope they win to get his first victory. Same with the Jets. Get y'all first victory. Those are the only two winless teams. Even the Raiders, my man Geno. I'm wearing a Raider, well, not the Raider jersey, but I got Geno Smith. You can see the background. The number 7 next to my Lion. That's Geno Smith when he was with the Jets, drafted by. So I'm going to get a Geno Smith Raider jersey. The Raiders jerseys now, and Smith's common last name. I don't buy 2 jerseys of the same player. I just don't. I can't afford it. But when I'm playing with the the Las Vegas Raiders, I don't have a Raider jersey. I want to get jerseys from all 32 teams. It's 32, I believe. That's just one of my goals. I'm close. I got 20-something jerseys now. I think I counted the other day 21, 22. Yeah, it's about 10 teams. So, anyway, people, Kyler Murray. I mean, I should have jotted down some money. He makes $46 million, and the Cardinals will never get close to the playoffs. I mean, they will maybe close to the playoffs, but they not make it to the Super Bowl. Which brings me, let me take a sip of water, make this video about 15, 20 minutes. Okay. I saw this dude chiming in about Bryce Young and the Carolina Panthers about a week ago. And so I chimed back at him. This was on X. I ain't heard back from him because look, as much as you love Bryce Young, and he's a nice man. He ain't no big. I'm 5'11", 173. I just weighed myself this morning before I took a shower, nice and fresh and clean. But Bryce probably weighs close to 190, I think. You got to be a little bit thicker to take some of those hits from those 250-pound linebackers. But anyway, he probably going to lose his spot by the end of the year. Kyler need to lose his. Cardinals ain't going nowhere with those short quarterbacks. Now, I will say this. Jalen Hurts is just 6'1". I say just, but his lower body strength is amazing. So, just saying. and he's been in Super Bowl 2 times, won one. He's the fourth black quarterback. Doug Williams, Russell Wilson, Patrick Mahomes, who's got 3, played in 5, and Jalen Hurts, and that's the quartet right there. Jalen Hurts, he's played in 2, won 1. Who's gonna be that 5th black quarterback, baby? That's what we talking about. We talking about number 5, and I don't care who it is. I prefer to be Lamar, but hell, C.J. Stroud. I mean, Patrick been there already out of the AFC. So, I mean, I don't think there's any others that are close in the AFC. But in the NFC, you got my man Jordan Love, J Love, if they can get it together in Green Bay. Jaden Daniels. Who knows? As long as there's black representation. And there's 60. And I count Tua. I posted a picture of him in braids. Because between Tua and Marcus Mariota, who was backing up Jaden Daniels in the, I was about to say Redskins, but the Redskins Commanders in D.C., Tua looks black. Marcus looks, he could pass for white. He ain't got the long braid hair like Tua. Tua, you know. But anyway, I count them as black men, okay? So at the start of the season, there were 17. Anthony Richardson, I think I was counting him, no, maybe not, but I think there's 16, so I lost their spot or whatever. 16, 15, I got to go back and count. But we strong. And here's another crazy stat. And I started to look it up before I made this video, but I still got to work today. But anyway, the percentage of players in the NFL is well over 50 that are black. I think it's like 65. I think I saw somewhere 70. So, I'm not saying the NFL's becoming all black. That's not going to happen. It will continue to draft the white guy. But for them, it's a black league. There's brothers all over the league. 70, I got to look at the stat and see what it says. I know a couple places differ. So, anyway, peoples, good luck to your team. If you're a hardcore fan of, I feel sorry for you, the Panthers, the Raiders, who else bringing up the basement in these division? The Titans. I don't know where they got the Cardinals at. But the Cowboys, I always joke for people who are old enough to remember the $6 million man, they can rebuild them. Steve Austin. Dak makes $60 million. I mean, $60 million. I mean, I know sports is off the chain with the dollar amounts, and people talk to me about the NBA and baseball. I get it, but in the NFL, they only play. I mean, they ain't gonna get nowhere close to a Super Bowl. For all you Cowboy fans that be mad. I don't care. I only like Cowboys because they got a black quarterback, but he ain't getting nowhere near a Super Bowl. And there ain't a lot of love for the Cowboys online. That's why I don't even mention Dak, Coda, Rain, Prescott. So, but anyway, good luck to them. I hope they win. Oh, they play not the Bears, but the Jets. I think they play the Jets. And black on black crime. It's one of the. I think it's only 3 games this week with black on black crime. So we'll see what happens. Take care.